Welcome back. This is Janice with Live at the Hive, and we are super excited today to have Angel from Salon Evangelene. She has a tender place in my heart, and you'll find out why during our episode. But she runs an amazing, amazing business here in Medina, and I am super honored that she's carved time out of her busy schedule and day to be with us today. So Angel, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. That's exciting.
So I kind of a little bit introduced you as what you do, but what do you do?
So I'm a salon owner, salon and spa. I'm also behind the chair doing hair 4 days a week, running the business. I've also been an educator, teaching other hairdressers for about probably 21 years now. So I've had my salon for 21 years. I've been doing hair for 35 years. Just to say that, in my mind, I'm still only 30.
Yes.
So you
are young at heart.
I am immersed in the beauty world. That is my passion, and I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. So, what got you into this industry? Like, what tugged at your heart?
When I was young, I had a natural affinity for doing hair, nails, makeup. I just had a natural talent for it. I signed up for hair school when I was only 15. Went to the Career Center, got my COS license at 17. With my diploma, had a full-time job in a salon, and I've never looked back. So,
wow.
So I've owned my salon for 21 years. So I worked quite a bit before that, for about 13, 14 years before I opened my own salon. So I loved working for other people. It was great, but it was time to do my own thing. Yeah. You know, kind of bossy. So,
well, we have the same here at the Biz Hive. You know, not all women can have what's called. They just can't have that JOB because a BOSS comes with that. Right, exactly. And so here at the Biz Hive and the Biz Beez, we're all about empowering women because we have our own journey that we want to share.
And I love having a leadership role. There's been many times over the 21 years that I've owned my salon, and I've employed anywhere from like 15 to 25 people at a time. So a decently sized group of all females mostly. So, there's times where it's been frustrating, but I love where I'm at right now. I'm 21 years owning, and I've got a fabulous group that I really feel like I'm able to actually lead. We're going somewhere. We're on a path. We got our GPS figured out, and that's really, really nice right now. So I'm really enjoying that. So, there's times in leadership where it's, like, why am I doing this? And other times you're like, just listen to me. Just listen to me.
So let's pause and go back to the Career Center because you and I share a common path that we have a passion for, and that's our youth. And we both have a passion for employing those that are passionate, regardless of their age. Exactly. But we have a tender spot for those youth.
Absolutely. Well, being a student there, I would not be where I am today in my career without that school. So I'm a huge advocate for the Medina County Career Center. My husband graduated from there. Now, he went into a program that he found out really quick what he didn't want to do, but it was also good for that too. You know, he was like, okay, this was my dream, and maybe that's not what I want to do. Yeah. My son went there. He went to cosmetology during the day and welding at night. Two vastly different things, but he's also got great fallbacks for his career too because of that. So I'm a huge advocate. So I like to volunteer there as much as I can. I'll go in and teach hair cutting for a day, judge their competitions, whatever I can do to help the cosmetology department because it's such a huge part of where I am and who I am. But I love young people. Teenagers are my favorite age group. I feel like they're so, I don't think they get enough credit a lot of times too. They've got the world at their feet, and they're just, some of them really have the passion and the go, and I want to connect with those young people and help bring them into our profession. It's an amazing, industry, and if I can do anything to help them get that good start. So that's one of my favorite things about young people.
We've been honored to partner with Dana Payton over at the Career Center this year too. We have our first intern, kind of following in your footsteps. Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm following in your footsteps in here in a minute, but following your footsteps on embracing that Career Center because those young adults are walking out with all the skill set we need here at the Biz Hive to be able to serve our clients at the highest level with certifications and everything. And, back in my romp and stomp days, that was what I missed the most is the building of the young adults and where they are today.
They're our future.
They are our future. So and somebody has to give them an opportunity.
Exactly, to nurture that and grow that. Yeah. Now, when I went there was no internship program. Yeah. When I was there, 9 million years ago, there was no internship program. I would have done anything for these internships. Oh my gosh, I would have loved that. So for me, I got my license. It was like, okay, go do hair. It's like, I need a little bit more, a little bit more help, a little bit more real world. Because especially in the beauty school world, you know, in Ohio, cosmetology encompasses everything. Hair, makeup, skin, nails. So they get a drive-by on each thing. So, but they're getting them ready to take their test so they can become licensed. And then after that, you know, it's get out in the real world and learn stuff. So the internship is that perfect middle ground where they get to see real world, they get exposed to real world, and they can actually do hair and touch hair during that internship program. So it's 150 hours that goes towards their 1,500 hours total. And, you know, we've got them helping apply color, rinsing out, taking out foils. We're not having them cut. You know, we're not quite, you know, going to let them loose that way, but they're doing a lot of other things. And then they're seeing what it's really like to have that client relationship, to be a service provider, whether it's nails, skin, hair, makeup, whatever it is, that there's that relationship and learning how to have conversations. And, you know, it rockets them to the top because they've got that real world experience. It's such a big boost for them.
So I have to share with our viewers why you have such a tender heart tender spot in my heart. So my daughter, Sarah, had the honor and privilege of doing her internship with her, with Angel. And she stepped into a role of just learning. And I kind of prodded her. I said, you need an internship. You got to go figure it out, and you're going to go to Salon Evangelene. Well, I don't even know where that's at. You need to go to see Angel. And and she's like, there's all these other salons. Nope, you need to go to Salon Evangelene.
I love it.
And so we reminisce about those conversations when she was a junior in high school, and now she's, gosh, how long has she been with you? But she has blossomed because of your leadership. When you talk about being in the leader role, you know, I see from a mom perspective, right? From a mom perspective, watching her grow every single day and being proud of working for you and being immersed in your world of what you do, you are 100% a true leader in what you do. And I see that because she comes home and I see the transformation that she has had in her personal life and her career, and how proud she is to getting to the next level, and how you believed in her. And just, you know, I look back and she never wanted to cut hair.
Right. And she's an amazing hair cutter. Oh my gosh.
And so from a leadership perspective, I have to say, from the background, looking from behind the scenes and watching your leadership through my daughter and what she's done, you are 100% a true leader of all leaders in your industry.
Well, thank you for those kind words. That's really wonderful, wonderful compliments there. But again, like I always say, your Sarah has the drive, the passion. You know, I've given so many other girls the same opportunity, but she has really taken it to the next level. And that makes me proud too, because sometimes I feel like I want it for them more than they even want it for themselves. And that's hard because I'm like, look, you've got these great opportunities. You can make 6 figures as a hairdresser without any college to pay back. You know, you can come to work and have fun, and then people give you money. It's amazing. Like, it's this really great job. You just got to put a little bit into it. So it's been so wonderful to see her grow and blossom. And she was one of our best assistants. I remember one time, actually, when she was interning, and interning, they're unpaid. They just, you know, they learn from us during that time. And because our state board doesn't allow us to pay them because they're getting hours towards their license, that's why we're not allowed to pay them during that time. But we did end up hiring Sarah on because she was so amazing. And so she's interning with me and she's watching me do hair, and all of a sudden she walks away and I'm like, where'd she go? Hello? And she went and got the mop and started mopping the floor because there were snowy, salty footprints. And I've never had anyone mop the floor. Even sometimes when I ask them to mop the floor, they don't mop the floor. So I was like, oh my God, this girl is fabulous. I think because of working for you at Romp and Stop, she knew what it took to make the place look good, to run well. She was one of our best assistants. And then, you know, she trained with me under my wing, and, you know, we showed her detailed hair cutting and color, and, you know, she just grasped everything. What I loved about training Sarah was I showed her things one time and she got it. And that was so refreshing too. Like, wow. Because some of us are more remedial. We need to learn things over and over again.
I'm a hands-on person.
Right? Yeah.
Like, and I have no talent like my daughter does. So I have a lot of great talents, but not like she does.
But not like her with the hair. And, you know, and just to watch her like just gobble it up and then just take it in and, okay, she's got that. Let's move on to the next thing. So we were able to really move quickly through her training. But then it was cute towards the end, about a little bit over a year ago, I was like, Sarah, you're ready. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, you're ready. if I say you're ready, babe, you're ready. Like, let's get you on the floor. You've got this. But the reason I love to do that training with them, even after their license, is to set them up for success.
Yeah.
And with Sarah, she needed to build her confidence.
Yep.
She needed to work on that hair cutting. She's an amazing hair cutter, but she had to kind of figure that out for herself.
Yeah.
So we do that at their speed, what works for them. And then sometimes they're just so young, we're waiting for them to mature a little bit. Like what are they, like she was great with talking to people. Other girls don't have that skill. So we might have to work on that. I had one where I had to do mock, greeting people and mock, let me introduce myself, because she was so shy.
Yeah.
So we meet them where they're at and help fill in with what they need. But my job is to set them up for success. I want them to be wildly successful. I don't want them to languish. I don't want them to have confidence problems. So during the internship and then any training that we do before they go on the floor, that's all to set them up for success and what our clients are looking for. We're a higher end upscale salon and day spa. So our clients have certain expectations. That's also why we do tiered pricing. We also let the clients know, hey, this girl's new. She's been trained by us, so she's really amazing, but her prices are lower. So that allows them to get people who are more on a budget, things like that, people who are willing to give them, more of a chance. Then, we've got the middle tier with stylists and, of course, masters who have been doing it 9 million years like me, who charge a little bit more or a little bit harder to get into. We've earned it. We've worked our way up. And I still am very old school. I do feel like you do have to put the work in.
Yes.
And the time in, especially in our business that is hands-on, that is technical. But, like something you and I have talked about before is I want to hire you for your personality, your drive, your passion. I can't change those things.
Right.
I can change your technical skills.
Right.
I've got 35 years under my belt that I can teach you and show you the ropes.
Right.
I've got a whole team of other people who will share and guide you, but I can't change who you are. And guess what? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to try.
Yeah.
So I need the right person with the right drive and the right passion. If you are clueless, that's okay. If you don't even know how to hold your scissors, that's okay. We can teach you that. So that's what I have learned over my years is, hire and bring onto the team the people who have that right personality, that fit our culture, that are going to work and grow with our group. I'm not looking for, fly by night. I'm looking for someone who wants a career to stay with us and grow. And, I want everybody to be a 6-figure hairdresser that works for me. It's possible. I've had many over my 20-some years. So that's always my goal for everybody.
So let's talk about your culture, because I think it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So what do you think the single most important thing, as we tell our viewers, is from a culture standpoint, what do you pride yourself as a leader as one component is the most wildly successful piece to your culture?
Is who we bring in. That is the most thing. I protect that culture. What we have, I think, has grown out of a group of kind people who truly care about each other, and we're not going to let that change. We're not gossipy, we're not backstabbing, we're not petty, we're not, and I am going to protect that. So when I'm hiring, I actually have one part of my long interview process is meet the team. They're going to talk to you, they're going to interview, they can ask you questions, and they're going to give me feedback, and I take that to heart. If Sarah came to me and said, I don't know about that girl. She was different when you weren't in the room, or, she didn't really seem that nice, or she was condescending, whatever. I'm going to take that as, solid information and take that to heart, because I don't want somebody who's not going to fit in with our culture.
Yeah.
So I'm very protective of that. So our interviewing process is long. Some people don't like that, but it's all about I'm dating you. Okay, we got to get to know each other before we get married,
right?
Because it's a big commitment,
right?
And so it's usually like 5 to 7 interviews, and towards the end is a technical interview to see where you're at, what do we need to work on with training, things like that. But it's all about getting to know you, the personality. And I always tell them, I'm interviewing you as much as you should be interviewing me. I want to make sure this is the right spot for you, the right fit for you, because I don't want to go through all this. In a couple weeks, you're like, oh, I don't really like it here. It's not right.
Yeah.
You've just wasted all this time, resources, money, things like that. I got to send you a W-2 for 2 weeks. Like, no, thank you.
Right.
So that's a big part of that too, is you check us out as much. What do you want to know about us? So my first few interviews are telling them all about who we are and our culture and letting them know this is going to be a long process. We want to make sure. And then, the people who are right for that will be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. You really care about who works here. The other people that work here have a say. Wow. So that's a big thing, is I'm always protecting that culture. I get nervous about hiring even when I need to. We desperately need people right now. It was strange because I actually just hired someone that had worked for me 8 years before. And I didn't have to go through this long, arduous process because I knew her. I knew her work was great. I knew she's a wonderful person. I knew her family. And it was like, oh, okay, when do you want to start? It was so weird because I haven't hired like that really ever. So so it was kind of refreshing in some ways, but weird in others. Like, wait, is this this easy? Okay, yeah, here, fill out these papers and give me the dates you want to work. And so I'm a little bit of a bulldog when it comes to those things. Very protective about my culture.
Yeah. Well, it shows because when you walk into your salon, it reeks comfort. You could feel that there's not this heaviness. You know, you walk into some of these businesses, and as we know, we have a hiring issue going on in the country today. And, you know, people, I call it, you know, you're hiring a body that breathes. Right. What are you really doing to the rest of the team that's been with you 20 years?
Well, and I experienced that as a stylist. When I worked for other people, if you had a pulse and a cosmetology license, they'd hire you. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're going to put them on the floor next to me charging the same price, and they can hardly get through a haircut where I'm over here at a master level. And, you know, so there were things like that started to bother me that I was like, I maybe should just do my own thing. Yeah. Do things my way. There's no highway option.
So tell our viewers, words of wisdom. If you were, I'm sure we have a lot of viewers out there that are thinking, it's tugging at their heart that they want to do their own thing. They don't want a JOB anymore with a BOSS. It's my line. Right. And they want to just venture out on their own. What is some words of wisdom that you would give that lady that wants to launch that just hasn't pulled the trigger yet?
Yeah, you know, I am such a doer. That I'm not an overthinker. If anything, I'm an underthinker. I'm a doer. So sometimes that's a little bit hard for me to relate to, you know, people who haven't pulled the trigger. Like, why? Yeah. Do it. Like, okay.
What are you waiting for?
Right. You know, what do you got to lose? Man, maybe a little bit of money, maybe some time. Yeah. But you know what? What have you got to gain?
Right.
You know, it's your future. You're the one who's in charge, and you're the one driving the bus. And just set your GPS, make your plan, work your plan. You know, when I opened my business, my son had just turned 2. I was a crazy person, apparently. But I had planned it for a whole year. So he was a 1-year-old. I'm working full time and planning my business. But I worked my plan. I opened, you know, right after he turned 2. And, you know, now I look back and go, oh my gosh, just having a toddler and a new business. And I was apparently nuts. But I'm so glad I did it. Yeah. You know, I didn't let any of that bring me down. I didn't let those other extremities in my life, you know, hold that back. It was like, no, this is what I'm doing. So I think that's the thing is like, if you want to do it, go with it. You know, build your plan. Don't just go with your heart, but, you know, build your plan and take that leap. Yeah. You know, I was working in a place where I was very frustrated and complaining. And I thought, I don't want to just talk about this. I want to actually do something about it. I obviously not going to get anywhere. I'm not in leadership. You know, they don't want to listen to my things. I'm not a manager. I'm not in any position for that. So I guess it's time for me to do that. Yeah. So, and that helped me so much because I had all these ideas and wanted to lead people. I just didn't know how badly I wanted to do that. And there were some things, obviously, working out. Sometimes it's like herding cats. Yeah. But especially a bigger group. But yeah, so, you know, I still had some things to learn. But honestly, I'm so glad I did it. You know, it's been such a wonderful ride. And again, the people that work for me, you know, are such a big part of that. My name's on the wall, but it's really them who make everything happen. And obviously I can't do every client. So that's what I love about where we are right now is we truly are a team. Like I like to use that word and I feel like it kind of gets thrown around loosely and tried to use it in the past when I really was like, okay, I'm calling us a team, but I don't know. But we really, truly work as a team now.
Deep down, you didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it. And now I do. I truly do. And I think if you asked any of my staff, they would say that as well. You know, we really do try to help each other, work together. We're all trying. And our goal is to make our clients happy. And like you mentioned, you come in and it's got that feeling of kind of relaxed caring. And that's part of our mission statement is, you know, unparalleled beauty services by highly trained professionals in a caring and comfortable environment. And those two words, caring and comfortable, are so important to me. Because even though we're high-end upscale, I don't want you to have to feel like you have to have your hair and makeup super dressed up, that you have to look a certain way or carry a certain bag. I want caring and comfortable. You know, I want you to come in and feel like relaxed and at ease, and we're going to give you amazing services. But in that environment. And that takes the right culture to make that happen
100%.
too. So you've got to have those right people in place that mesh together well and really care about that. So yeah, I feel very blessed to be where I am and have Sarah, my little rock star, and a whole team of great ladies. And what's interesting with us is we have such a big range. Yeah. We've got our interns who are teenagers, 17, 18. And then we've got a 17-year-old assistant right now. And then we've got 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds, all the way up to 70 plus. We won't say exactly what that plus is, but so we have a little bit of everything. And that also amazes me because we do get along so well, even though we've got grandmas and moms and kids all together. But I think that's kind of part of what makes our culture special too.
Yeah. Well, you being here just makes my heart sing right now.
Thank you.
It's been an amazing time with you.
Yeah, it's been a fun conversation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being a part of us. And so to our viewers, we are super excited to have had the pleasure of having Angel in our office at Live at the Hive. Again, she is with Salon Evangelene. You'll have her website here. And again, we want you to become part of us, like-minded ladies that want to learn together, lift each other up, really just submerge ourselves. We are not a networking group. We are all about supporting one another, women supporting women in business. Again, you can join us at www.thebizbeez.com. And again, we will see you next week with our next awesome businesswoman who owns her own business, Kristen Baum. Thanks for watching us. We can't wait to see you again. Toodles.